All right, so you're prepping for a pasta maker interview, and we're going to deep dive into RoleCatcher's resources.
Yeah, it's really exciting to think about.
Like, really nail it.
Yeah, it's more than just knowing how to cook pasta. It's like crafting an experience, you
Right.
know? They want to see your passion for it and your understanding of like the techniques and how you can contribute to that kind of fast-paced kitchen environment.
Exactly. So let's just dive right into it, some of the common interview questions that RoleCatcher highlights.
Okay.
First up, what inspired you to become a pasta maker? What are your thoughts on how to approach this one?
I mean, this is your pasta origin story, you know? Maybe you grew up watching your nonna make it from scratch, or maybe a trip to Italy ignited your love for it, but whatever it is, like be genuine, showcase what makes you tick.
I love that it's like showing that spark, that
Yeah.
genuine love for the craft.
Yeah.
Now, they might follow up with, okay, so tell us about a specific pasta dish that really exemplifies your passion.
Right.
How would you suggest tackling that?
Pick a dish that truly resonates with you, like something you've mastered or experimented with. Describe its unique elements, the techniques involved, and what you love most about it. Just let that passion shine through.
Makes sense. Now let's move on to experience. A classic question is, what types of pasta have you made? What's your advice here?
Be specific. Don't just rattle off every shape you've ever seen. Instead, group them by category. Like, I've made various strand pastas from spaghetti to bucatini, and I'm also proficient in filled pastas like ravioli and tortellini.
That's a great tip. It shows organization.
Yeah.
It really highlights your range, and actually, RoleCatcher's AI can help you structure your answers like this to be clear and concise. You can even input specific job descriptions, and it'll suggest relevant keywords based on what employers are looking for.
That's amazing.
So you can tailor it
Wow.
to that specific job.
Cool.
Now, building on experience, they might ask you to walk us through your process for making a specific pasta type. How would you suggest breaking that down?
This is where you showcase your technical knowledge. So talk about the ingredients, the measurements, the kneading technique, the shaping process. Don't be afraid to get detailed.
This is where you get to
Nerd out.
nerd out
Let them know.
about pasta,
Yeah.
right? And this is where practicing with RoleCatcher's AI comes in handy. You can record yourself answering and get feedback on your clarity and conciseness.
Oh, nice.
So it's kind of cool. It's like having
Little coach.
a little coach
Yeah.
helping you refine those answers.
Love that.
Okay, let's tackle another common question. How do you ensure the consistency and quality of your pasta? What are your thoughts on this one?
Okay, this is about highlighting your meticulousness and attention to detail. So talk about your process for measuring ingredients, controlling temperature and humidity, using specific tools for consistent results.
For example, you could say, I always use a kitchen scale for precise measurements, and I carefully monitor the dough's elasticity during kneading to ensure proper gluten development.
Exactly. It's those details that show you're not just like winging it.
Right? You're following a process.
You know what you're doing.
Right.
And this can also lead to a follow-up question, like what are some challenges you've faced in maintaining consistency and how did you overcome them?
Oh, good one.
The problem-solving question.
Yeah.
This is where you share an anecdote, maybe about a time the dough was too dry or sticky, and how you adjusted your technique to salvage it.
It's about showing you can think on your feet and adapt to unexpected situations. And remember, RoleCatcher's career guides provide insights into common challenges and solutions, which can be super helpful in preparing for these types of questions.
Awesome. All right, let's talk equipment, they might ask. What equipment and tools do you use for making pasta? How would you approach this one?
Start with the basics, your pasta machine, rolling pin, cutters, but then go beyond. Have you used extruders for unique shapes? Specialized molds for ravioli, mentioning specific tools, shows a deeper level of experience. And don't be afraid to get into the specifics. If you're talking about a pasta machine, you could say, I'm comfortable using both manual and electric machines, and I'm familiar with adjusting the settings to achieve different pasta thicknesses.
Absolutely. The more details you provide, the more knowledgeable you'll sound. And if they mention a tool you're unfamiliar with, don't panic. Just express your eagerness to learn new techniques and adapt to their kitchen setup.
Great point. It's about showing you're adaptable and a quick learner. All right, let's shift gears a bit and tackle a question that taps into your creative side. They might ask, how do you incorporate different flavors and ingredients into your pasta dishes? What's your take on this?
This is your chance to showcase your culinary flair talk about your favorite flavor combinations, whether it's incorporating fresh herbs into the dough or experimenting with seasonal vegetables and fillings.
For example, you could say, I love using roasted butternut squash and sage in ravioli, filling for a warm autumnal flavor.
Exactly. Paint them a picture with your words. Talk about textures, colors, and how you create balanced and interesting flavor profiles.
And RoleCatcher's career guides actually have a section on flavor profiles and ingredient pairings for pasta,
Oh, nice.
which can spark some inspiration.
That's a great resource.
Yeah.
It can help you brainstorm ideas and articulate your culinary vision more effectively. Now, building on that, they might ask, tell me about a time you experimented with a new pasta dish. What was your process?
I love this question.
Yes.
It's like
Have fun.
it invites you to share your creative process,
Yeah.
your willingness to try new things, and how you approach recipe development.
Exactly. Walk them through your inspiration, the trials and errors, and the final result. Did you draw inspiration from a specific region or cuisine? Did you face any challenges along the way? Share those insights.
All right, let's talk about professional development, they might ask. How do you stay up to date with new pasta making techniques and trends? What's your advice on this one?
Show them you're a lifelong learner. Mention any culinary courses or workshops you've taken. Talk about chefs you admire, books you've read, or online resources you follow.
For example, you might say, I recently attended a workshop on hand-rolled pasta techniques, and I'm currently exploring regional Italian pasta making traditions through online courses.
That's fantastic. It shows you're actively seeking to expand your knowledge and skills. And if you're looking for resources, RoleCatcher's career guides offer suggestions for courses, books, and websites specifically for pasta makers.
That's super helpful.
Yeah.
They've really got you covered.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to a question that focuses on your ability to work in a fast-paced environment.
Okay.
They might ask, how do you manage your time and prioritize tasks in a busy kitchen? What are your thoughts on this?
This is about showcasing your organizational skills and ability to stay calm under pressure. So think of a specific example where you successfully juggled multiple tasks, met deadlines, or adapted to unexpected changes in the kitchen.
For instance, you could say, during a dinner rush, I managed to prepare multiple pasta orders simultaneously while also assisting with other tasks like prepping ingredients and maintaining a clean workstation.
That's a great example. It paints a picture of your efficiency and adaptability. You can also mention any strategies you use to stay organized, like creating checklists, prioritizing tasks, or communicating effectively with your team.
And RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you identify and highlight those skills in your answers.
Oh, wow.
You can input specific job descriptions, and it'll suggest keywords that emphasize your ability to handle pressure and prioritize tasks.
Cool.
So cool.
It takes the guesswork out of tailoring your answers to specific job requirements.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now let's talk teamwork, they might ask. Describe a time you had to work as part of a team to achieve a goal in the kitchen. How would you approach this one?
This is about showcasing your ability to collaborate, communicate effectively, and contribute to a positive team dynamic. So choose an anecdote where you played a key role in a team effort, highlighting your communication skills and how you work together to overcome challenges. For example, you could say, we once had a large catering order for a wedding with various pasta dishes. We divided the tasks, communicated clearly throughout the process, and helped each other stay on track to ensure we delivered the order on time and to the highest standard.
That's a fantastic example. It shows you understand the importance of teamwork and can contribute to a positive and productive kitchen environment. And RoleCatcher's career guides actually have a section on effective communication and teamwork in the kitchen, which can be super helpful in framing your answer.
Oh, that's great to know. That's a great resource to check out.
Yeah.
It can provide additional insights and tips for showcasing your teamwork abilities. Now, let's move on to a crucial aspect of any culinary role: food safety and sanitation.
Okay.
They might ask, how do you ensure food safety and sanitation in your pasta making process?
This is not the time to be vague. Be prepared to discuss specific protocols you follow, from proper hand washing and temperature control to sanitizing equipment and preventing cross-contamination.
This is where you want to be super specific.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, you want to get those details.
It's about demonstrating your knowledge of food safety regulations and your commitment to maintaining a clean and hygienic work environment. You can say something like, I always wash my hands thoroughly before handling food, and I make sure to use separate cutting boards and utensils for raw and cooked ingredients.
And don't forget about temperature control. You can add, I'm diligent about checking the temperature of cooked pasta to ensure it's safe for consumption, and I properly store leftover ingredients to prevent spoilage.
Those are excellent points. It shows you're conscientious and take food safety seriously. And RoleCatcher's AI can help you highlight these keywords and phrases in your answers, ensuring they align with the specific job requirements and industry standards.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's tackle a question that might come up. If you're applying for a more senior role, they might ask, how do you manage and train junior team members? What are your thoughts on this one?
This is where you showcase your leadership skills and ability to mentor others. So think about specific examples where you've provided guidance, feedback, or training to less experienced team members.
For instance, you could say, I once trained a new team member on the proper techniques for shaping ravioli. I provided step-by-step instructions, demonstrated the process, and offered constructive feedback to help them improve their skills.
That's a great example. It shows you can break down complex tasks, provide clear instructions, and create a supportive learning environment.
And you could also mention any strategies you use to motivate and encourage your team, like setting clear expectations, recognizing their achievements, and fostering a positive and collaborative work environment.
Absolutely. It's about showing you can lead by example and inspire others to do their best work. And RoleCatcher's career guides actually offer insights into leadership styles and effective training techniques, which can be really helpful in framing your answers.
That's a great resource to check out.
Yeah.
It can provide additional tips and strategies for showcasing your leadership potential. All right, let's wrap up this part of our deep dive with one final question that focuses on customer service. They might ask, how do you handle customer complaints or special requests for pasta dishes?
This is about demonstrating your professionalism and your commitment to providing excellent customer experiences. So think about specific examples where you've successfully addressed customer concerns, accommodated special dietary needs, or went above and beyond to ensure customer satisfaction.
For instance, you could say, a customer once complained that their pasta was overcooked. I apologized, offered to replace their dish, and personally checked with them to ensure they were satisfied with the new order.
That's a perfect example. It shows you can handle challenging situations with grace, empathy, and a solution-oriented approach.
And you can also highlight your ability to communicate effectively, listen attentively, and resolve issues in a timely and professional manner.
Those are all essential skills for any customer-facing role, especially in the fast-paced environment of a restaurant. And RoleCatcher's AI can help you identify and highlight these soft skills in your answers, making sure they align with the specific job requirements and company culture.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive.
Yeah.
We've explored a range of common interview questions for pasta makers, discussed strategies for crafting compelling answers, and highlighted how RoleCatcher's resources and AI-powered tools can help you prepare effectively.
Remember, the key is to showcase your passion for pasta, making your technical skills, your ability to thrive in a fast-paced environment, and your commitment to providing excellent customer experiences.
We'll be back in just a bit to dive into some more specific scenarios and explore additional tips for making a lasting impression in your pasta maker interview. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. So let's continue exploring these interview questions with some more specific scenarios you might encounter.
Right.
Remember, each career stage comes with its own set of expectations.
That's right.
So for those just starting out as a pasta maker trainee,
Right.
they might get asked something like, describe your experience working with dough. What if they haven't actually worked in a professional kitchen?
Even if it's just home baking, share those experiences. Have you experimented with different types of dough? Do you understand the importance of kneading? They want to see that basic understanding and eagerness to learn.
It's about showing that foundation.
Yeah.
Now, they might follow up with, what are some challenges you faced working with dough and how did you overcome them? Any tips on tackling this one?
Share a specific example.
Okay.
Maybe a time when your dough was too sticky or wouldn't rise properly. Explain the steps you took to troubleshoot the problem.
Yeah.
It demonstrates resourcefulness and problem-solving mindset.
I love that.
Yeah.
It shows that you're not afraid to experiment and learn from your mistakes.
Right?
And actually, RoleCatcher's AI can provide feedback on how you structure these challenge stories.
Oh, cool.
Making sure you're highlighting those problem-solving skills effectively. I love that.
Now let's shift gears to a junior pasta maker scenario.
Okay.
They might ask, what are the different types of pasta dough and how do their ingredients and preparation vary?
Ooh, fun.
How can we best prepare for this one?
This is where your pasta knowledge really shines. So dive into the different types of flour, the role of eggs, and how those choices impact the dough's texture and flavor.
So, for example, you could say something like, semolina flour creates a coarser, more robust dough, ideal for rustic shapes, while using eggs adds richness and a smoother texture, perfect for delicate pastas like fettuccine.
Exactly.
Right.
You got it.
Now, they might follow up with, what are the key factors to consider when choosing the right dough for a specific pasta dish?
This is about connecting your knowledge to practical application.
Okay.
So consider factors like the sauce, the desired texture, and even the cooking method. A delicate thin pasta might not hold up well in a hearty ragu, for example.
That's a great point. Shows you're thinking about the overall dining experience,
Right.
not just the pasta itself. And speaking of dining experience, RoleCatcher's career guides actually provide insights into current trends and popular pasta dishes,
Oh, nice.
which can help you prepare for these types of questions.
That's fantastic.
Now let's step up to senior pasta maker scenario.
Okay.
They might ask you to train a new team member on the proper techniques for shaping specific pasta type. What are your thoughts on this?
This is all about showcasing those leadership and training skills.
Okay.
Break down the process into clear, concise steps, just like you would when teaching someone.
So imagine you're actually showing them.
Exactly.
Right.
Describe the hand movements the tools used and any tips for achieving a consistent shape. For example, if it's tortellini, explain how to fold and pinch the dough to create that perfect little hat shape.
I love that visual.
Yes.
It really
I love that picture.
yeah, it paints that clear picture of how you approach training.
Yes.
Now, they might follow up with something like, what if the trainee is struggling with a specific technique? How would you adapt your approach?
This is about showing patience and adaptability as a trainer. You could say something like, I would offer additional demonstrations, break down the steps further, and provide encouragement and constructive feedback to help them gain confidence.
That's a great response.
Yeah.
It highlights your understanding of different learning styles
Yeah.
and your ability to tailor your approach to individual needs.
Right.
And RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze your responses
Oh, wow.
and provide feedback on how you're conveying those leadership qualities.
That's so helpful. It's like having a virtual mentor
Right.
guiding your preparation.
Now, let's talk about a scenario that might come up at any level.
Okay.
Describe a time you had to deal with a challenging situation in the kitchen. How did you handle it?
This is a classic behavioral question.
Yes.
The key here is to choose a specific example that showcases your problem-solving skills, your composure under pressure, or your ability to work effectively as part of a team.
Don't just talk about the problem.
Right.
Like, walk them through your thought process.
Yeah.
The steps you took to resolve the situation.
Exactly.
Did you have to think on your feet, delegate tasks, or collaborate with colleagues to find a solution?
Did you turn into a leader?
Right.
Right then and there.
So, for example, you could say, we once had a power outage during a busy dinner service. I quickly assessed the situation, communicated with the team, and implemented a plan to prioritize orders and ensure customer safety while we waited for the power to return.
That's a great example. It demonstrates your leadership skills, adaptability, and ability to remain calm and focused under pressure. And RoleCatcher's Interviews feature actually has a section specifically for these types of behavioral questions, providing examples and tips for crafting compelling responses.
Such a valuable resource.
Yeah.
Now, before we move on, I want to remind our listeners about RoleCatcher's Jobs feature.
Yes.
It's not just about finding job postings. It's about managing your entire job search.
Oh, wow.
You can track applications, organize contacts, and even set reminders for follow-up communications.
It's like having a personal assistant for your job search, helping you stay organized and on top of things. And remember, their AI-powered CV resume builder can help you tailor your application to each specific job, highlighting those key skills and experiences that employers are looking for.
All right, let's shift gears a bit and talk about a question that focuses on your passion and creativity.
Okay.
They might ask, what are some current trends in pasta making that excite you?
This is your chance to showcase your enthusiasm for the craft and your knowledge of the evolving culinary landscape. So talk about specific trends, chefs, or restaurants that inspire you. Have you been experimenting with new techniques or ingredients?
For example, you could say, I'm really interested in the trend of using ancient grains and heritage flours in pasta making. I've been experimenting with spelt and emmer wheat, and I love the unique flavors and textures they bring to the dishes.
That's a fantastic example. It shows you're staying ahead of the curve and exploring new possibilities. And this can lead to a follow-up question like, how do you see these trends influencing the future of pasta making? Yeah.
This is your chance to share your insights and vision for the craft.
Right.
Think about how these trends might impact flavor profiles, presentation, or even the dining experience as a whole.
It's about showing you're not just a cook.
Yeah.
You're a culinary enthusiast with a passion for innovation.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, RoleCatcher's career guides often highlight emerging trends and provide resources for further exploration, which can be super helpful in preparing for these types of questions.
Now, as we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I want to leave our listeners with one final scenario.
All right.
Imagine they ask, why should we hire you for this pasta maker position?
Ooh, the big one.
What's the best way to approach this closing statement?
This is your elevator pitch. It's your chance to summarize your key strengths, your passion for pasta making, and what makes you uniquely qualified for this specific role.
Tie your skills and experience to their needs and highlight what you can bring to their team. For example, you could say, I'm a highly skilled and passionate pasta maker with a deep understanding of traditional techniques and a commitment to creating innovative and delicious dishes. I'm a team player. I thrive in a fast-paced environment, and I'm eager to contribute to your restaurant's success.
That's a powerful statement. It confidently sums up your qualifications and leaves a lasting impression. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you refine this closing statement, ensuring it's clear, concise, and tailored to the specific job and company culture.
We've covered a lot of ground today, exploring various interview scenarios and strategies for crafting winning responses. Remember, preparation is key.
Yeah.
Use these insights delved into RoleCatcher's resources and practice, practice, practice.
We'll be back in a bit to wrap up our deep dive with some final tips and advice for acing that pasta maker interview. Stay tuned.
All right, we're back for the final part of our deep dive into prepping for that pasta maker interview.
I know, can you believe it?
I know we've covered so much ground already, from understanding the role to tackling those tricky interview questions.
And we've really focused on how RoleCatcher's resources can help you shine, from their career guides to those AI-powered tools that provide personalized feedback and tailor your responses.
Exactly. But before we wrap things up, I wanted to touch on something we haven't explicitly discussed yet: first impressions.
Ah, yes. You're not just a disembodied voice answering questions. You're presenting yourself as a professional.
So what are some practical tips for making a great first impression during a pasta maker interview?
Well, first and foremost, dress the part. Think clean and professional, but also practical for a kitchen environment. You want to convey that you understand the demands of the job.
So maybe skip the suit and tie, but definitely no ripped jeans and t-shirts either, right?
Exactly. And pay attention to your grooming, neat hair, clean hands, and avoid strong scents. Remember, you're working with food.
Makes sense. Now, what about when you actually meet the interviewer?
A firm handshake, good eye contact, and a genuine smile go a long way. It shows confidence and enthusiasm.
And during the interview itself, how can you maintain that positive impression through your communication style?
Speak clearly and concisely, using proper grammar, and be an active listener. It shows you're engaged and genuinely interested in what they have to say.
And it's okay to pause for a moment to gather your thoughts before responding.
Totally.
It's better to give a well-structured answer
Right.
than to rush into something
Yes.
that's rambling and unclear.
Absolutely. And here's a pro tip. Use the STAR method when answering behavioral questions. That stands for situation, task, action, and result.
So instead of just saying, I handle a difficult customer,
Right.
you'd paint a picture of the situation, your specific role,
Give
the
context.
actions you took,
Yeah.
and the positive outcome.
Right. It gives your answer structure and makes it easier for the interviewer to follow your thought process. RoleCatcher's AI actually provides feedback on whether you're using the STAR method effectively, which can be really helpful.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, before we get to our final takeaway, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier: researching the company you're interviewing with.
It's so important. Take some time to explore their website, their menu if they have one, and any social media presence they have. What kind of pasta dishes do they specialize in? What's their overall culinary philosophy?
Understanding their style and approach can help you tailor your answers and demonstrate that you've done your homework.
Totally.
It shows you're genuinely interested in their specific establishment and how your skills and passion align with their vision.
It also gives you a chance to ask more informed questions at the end of the interview. Remember, an interview is a two-way street.
Exactly. You're not just trying to impress them, you're also evaluating whether this is the right fit for you.
Right.
So what kind of questions should you ask to get a better sense of the company culture and the role itself?
You could ask about their approach to training and professional development. What opportunities are there to learn new skills and grow within the company?
You could also ask about their team dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
What's the kitchen environment like? How do they foster collaboration and communication among team members?
And don't be afraid to ask about their culinary vision. Where do they see their pasta program going in the future? Are they open to new ideas and experimentation?
Asking insightful questions demonstrates your curiosity, your engagement, and your desire to be a part of their team. And remember, RoleCatcher's career guides often provide insights into company cultures and industry trends, which can help you formulate relevant and thoughtful questions.
Now, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. You've got this. You've put in the work, you've honed your skills, and you're passionate about pasta making.
Exactly. So go into that interview with confidence, enthusiasm, and a genuine desire to share your love for the craft.
And remember, even if this particular interview doesn't lead to a job offer, every experience is an opportunity to learn and grow. Take the feedback you receive, keep honing your skills, and never stop pursuing your culinary dreams.
And don't forget, RoleCatcher is there every step of the way, providing resources, insights, and even AI-powered tools to help you navigate the culinary job market and land that dream pasta maker position. Good luck out there and keep on crafting those delicious experiences.